Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, we are going immediately to get into a reading. I know that you like my messages in the beginning. I will put them again very, very soon. I wrote a few things that I want to share with you, but somehow right now, I don't know, when I'm sitting on my table, I just feel like getting immediately into a reading, right? But I have a lot of things prepared, so I will share it with you sometimes very, very soon, right? So, sorry, let's get into it. Let's see what are the energies right now, what are the messages that we are getting. Blind spots, somebody has a limited perspective, causing to miss important details. We have perseverance in reverse in the second place. Okay, interesting. The second place, we are talking about choices, we are talking about relationships. Someone here might not have insisted in some kind of way. Failure, anxiety, avoiding failure also means avoiding success. This is in the driving energy. Okay, so it kind of explains here what I see in the perseverance. This is how we say it in English? I don't know. Entitlement in reverse. Wait, I will move the mic a little closer. I'm holding the camera, hoping it's not moving. So, this is in the foundation and the stability. We have entitlement in reverse. In the path shift, in the change, let's see what's going on here. Fear of your power in reverse. Okay. This might mean that they have underestimated you, right? Might be. Let's see what must be done. What must be done? Victim's mentality in reverse. Somebody should stop being in this victim's mentality. Okay. Let's take 3 more to get a full picture, and then we will get into the tarot in order to go deeper into all of this. So, we have self-doubt in reverse in the healing. So it might be that somebody is not healing, right? Because somebody who doesn't question themselves, chances are that they are just in their ways, being driven by their own perspective, their wounds, all those kind of things. There is no cleansing, there is no deeper understanding. It's just, somebody on autopilot here, right? Very interesting. In the karma, we have humiliation. Dark night of the soul. This is what it is. It is when life is humbling you. Does it mean that you are going to heal? Absolutely not. Some people are stuck in victim's mentality, right? So, but there is here some kind of humiliation. It is backfiring on them, right? So it might be that they were trying to humiliate you. And then we have the unseen here in reverse. This reminds me of many readings that we did. If it comes back, maybe I need to share more information about you, about the situation, about what happened. Maybe share with you a little bit more insights. Okay, so kind of feel that somebody didn't consider the whole story. I'm not surprised, because with the card that I see here, with somebody who is not doubting themselves, right? They are abandoning very, very quickly. So it might mean that you said to someone that something was bothering you, and so they immediately got into an inner narrative that was comfortable for them. We have here the avoidance. This is also in the driving energy. So somebody is driven here by their avoidance. But as the card says, avoiding failure also means avoiding success. You're stuck in planning mode and your potential is locked away. Success is achieved by trying. Here with the perseverance in reverse, it means that someone, when they feel that there is some kind of difficulty, they are just going away, right? They are not doing the work. We know. Self-doubt in reverse, perseverance in reverse, blind spot. So we know that we are talking here about someone who has not a clear perception of situations, which is very normal, right? But the right way to act, it is to be curious. Here we are talking about someone who is driven by their wounds, right? So the entitlement here in reverse, this is the foundation, the stability. I kind of feel that you might have felt that you were dealing here with somebody that was a little bit entitled, my way or the highway. You might have understood at the end of the day that they were trying to avoid something, that they were not willing to do the work. We might be talking about a romantic relationship, we might be talking about family, we might be talking about a friend. We will get into the tarot, get a little bit more information about all of this. But in kind of feels here, it also tells me that you might not be someone who is insisting, right? Not saying that it's good or it's bad, right? Especially with whatever we can see here. So, you might be in this mindset of, okay, if I say that something is bothering, that something is not okay, that, and I feel that the other person is not responding in any way that leads to some kind of growth, right? There is no self-doubt here. So, I kind of see this entitlement in reverse as something that might be positive, in fact, right? Because entitlement is not it's not positive, right? So, okay, fear of your power in reverse. It's interesting because on one side we have somebody very, very fearful, right? Very protective, very high boundaries, but it might not be the right boundaries, right? It's all about avoidance here, right? And on the other hand, I kind of feel that they totally overlooked you. So, I don't know, there is here something that I find a little bit weird. We are going to get into the tarot. I feel like taking the classic tarot today and get a little bit more information about all of this. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. I'm here in order to give you a little bit more information, insights, or confirmation regarding something that you are already aware of. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, like for example with the Emperor, the Empress, the Kings or the Queens, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So apply it however it applies to the roles in your life. And this can be past, present, or future. Okay, listen, there is a card here that came out immediately while I was still shuffling. I will leave it out. It is here the Page of Cups. I leave it out because it is truly confirming what I told you before, that we are talking here about someone who is avoiding their own feelings, right? So I kind of feel that it came out. It's so revealing of the whole thing here that I will just leave it out. 1 second. I want to. This is in reverse. This is in reverse, and this is in the uprights. Okay. So this deck is in French, but I will translate to you. You cannot see this card. Now you can. Okay. The cards that are up here, you can see them. Okay, so tell me here, please, about the blind spot. First of all, what immediately comes to my mind that I want to share with you, it is that obviously, I'm saying obviously because it maybe it's not obvious to so many people, in fact, right? But when you are avoiding your own feelings, you are also not connected to your intuition. It goes together, right? Your intuition is kind of your intuition demands, first of all, for you to be in touch with your own feelings and emotions, and also it is an alignment with your mind and your experience. When you are avoiding your feelings, you are also misinterpreting a lot of your experiences. So the whole line of the mind and your heart space is totally in imbalance, right? So we are talking here about someone that anyway they don't have access to their intuition, right? Tell me more here, please, about the blind spots. Ooh. Okay, listen. We have the devil here, right? So we are talking here not only about someone that is not connected to their deeper self at all, right? The Page of Cups in reverse, sometimes I also take it as being guilty. This might also talk about not giving an apology. And here we have the devil. This is somebody who is acting from a karmic way. They might be obsessive. They might be dealing with addictions. They are all about domination and control, right? We have here, I have somehow to hide it, but you can see here, right, that there is some kind of bondage. Can you see the bondage? Okay. So, I kind of feel that you were dealing with someone who was trying to dominate you in some kind of way. Is there anything more that you want to tell me about the blind spots? If you want me to share with the collective. Okay. We have the Six of Cups here. This is talking about the past. This is talking about nostalgia. Let's see if I can get a little bit more information here. Tell me more about the Six of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Okay, so listen, there is somebody here that regrets the past. What I kind of feel that they regret, it is that they might have felt in the past that they had some kind of impact on you, that they succeeded somehow to keep you in some kind of cage, some kind of bondage, maybe trauma bonding, right? And I kind of feel that they regret this time. They regret this time when they could somehow impact you in some kind of ways. It might be true that you were somehow bonded to them, and it might also not be true. And I'm saying this simply because we have the blind spots here. So we have someone who is interpreting life through their own perspective, right? So it might be true, it might not be true, right? But this is what they are missing now. They felt in the past. Maybe simply because you were still in their environment. Maybe because you were understanding. Maybe because you were patient, you were loving, you were hoping that they would heal. But somehow they interpreted as they have some kind of dominance over you. They could control you, right? And they have some kind of regret about this period, obviously. Perseverance in reverse. Okay, so listen, it kind of feels here that you let go, right? They might have thought that you would insist. Maybe in the past you have insisted when there were conflicts, when there were complications, when they were mistreating you. And it kind of feels that they thought that you would persevere, you would stay there no matter what. Like they were taking you for granted a little bit, right? we have here the Eight of Swords in reverse. You are not caged. You are not caged. And I kind of feel here with the devil that they thought that they had such a impact on you that you were blinded, that you were caged, that you were in such a disturbance, right? In a mental fog that you would stay no matter what. It's in reverse, right? And then we have another swords. We have the Ten of Swords here, right? So the thing here, this is telling me that this person insisted on thinking the way that they were thinking. And as we know, we are talking here about someone who is not questioning themselves. So I kind of feel that they were in their ways, stuck in their ways, not wanting to change anything. And I kind of feel that you got to a place here where you said to yourself, you know what, I see here what's going on. Nothing is changing. I'm tired. Merci, non merci. I don't need that in my life. And you just let it go, right? You understood that your words had no impact. Your kindness had no impact. Maybe it even had the opposite impact of what you wanted because this person thought that you would stay no matter what. I kind of feel also the double standard here, right? Like, for example, if you were having a conversation, I want to say conversation with them because it doesn't seem like it's somebody with who you can have a real conversation. They were talking, loving to listen to themselves talk, right? And you couldn't interrupt them even though you understood the point already after two sentences. They didn't give you a space to talk, obviously, because it is not a conversation. It is with those kind of people you are in a power dynamic, right? So it's not about getting to some kind of understanding. It is about overpowering you, right? And when you were talking, they were interrupting you all the time, right? Those kind of double standards. Or they were expecting things from you while they were not doing the same towards you. Failure anxiety. Tell me more here, please, about the failure anxiety. What should the collective be aware of? Okay, so here what I feel, we have the Knight of Wands, being courageous, moving forward. And then we have the Ten of Wands. It's interesting because it's coming like the same element twice, right? So I kind of feel that here, with this failure anxiety in the driving energy, I kind of feel that you might have been dealing with someone who was telling you like, all the people are the same, nobody stays, everybody's abandoning me. A lot of narcissistic people are doing that, right? They are presenting a story in which you are meant to be the different person. You are meant to be the savior, right? And very often you don't want to abandon them or you don't want to save yourself, in fact, right? Because you are stuck in this narrative and you want to prove to them that no, not everybody is abandoning them. Just to be clear, it's not that people abandon them, right? It is that they are toxic. They are treating people very, very badly. And those are the kind of people that if they tell you about your exes, like everybody was crazy, you understand? So even all this painting, this story that they tell you about their past and people abandoning you, abandoning them, excuse me, in fact, it's lies, right? It's a manipulation tactic in order for you to have this inner dialogue where you want to prove to them that you are different, right? That you won't just repeat the story. While I tell you that it is not a real story, right? In reality, nobody comes from the place of saying, everybody's abandoning me, everybody this, everybody that. I want to say something, right? Because we know that a lot of us, we are going through a situation. I can truly say that maybe everybody has abandoned me, right? I was in a very difficult situation and I had nobody to turn to. But even then, I wouldn't say everybody has abandoned me. I will say everybody has disappointed me, or nobody was safe, or something like that. Here we are not talking about someone who is going through the experience that a lot of the collective is going through, right? With the smear campaign and all those things. We are talking about the person that might be doing the smear campaign. And they are presenting themselves as if everybody's abandoning them. They are like this victim's mentality. And as said, it is all a manipulation. It is based on lies. The whole story is based on lies. It is just for you to be in this mindset. You know, they have checked you and they have understood that you might be willing to carry a lot of their burdens because you want them to heal. You want to help them heal, right? This is a very dangerous place to be. A lot of us, we want to heal people. We want to see a better world. But it's not about carrying other people's burdens, right? But this person has tested you. And they know that you are driven by healing them. And this is why this story, and this is why they were hoping that you would be in this mindset, right? Of saying, no, 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 I will prove you different. I will show you that not everybody's abandoning you, right? And you put a lot of energy here. You have been very, very courageous, but I kind of feel that at the end of the day, you were carrying all the burdens. And as we have here, the Eight of Swords in reverse, I kind of feel that at a certain moment, you might have understood either that it was all manipulation, that in fact people didn't abandon them, they were avoiding everything, so it was impossible to have a real connection with them, that chances are that people didn't even abandon them, they have ghosted people as soon as it became a little bit uncomfortable for their ego, right? Okay, so entitlement in reverse. Wait, I want to shuffle here. Tell me, entitlement in reverse. Okay, the Ace of Cups coming like this, right? I kind of feel here that for a long time you have prioritized their feeling over yours, right? This is kind of what I feel, but I kind of feel that at a certain moment it was not possible anymore, right? You were very, very, very burdened, and in this Ten of Wands, very often we are carrying burdens that are not even ours. Like we are carrying burdens of other people, right? So we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Ace of Swords. Clarity, truth, seeing the truth. I want another card here because we have two aces. Tell me here, please, about the entitlement in reverse. The world, yeah. Listen, at a certain moment, right, you had to reconnect to yourself, right? You might have felt stressed out all the time, maybe even losing your shit a little bit, which is totally normal, right? Because when you are dealing, this is very toxic. We are talking here about somebody very, very toxic because they don't take responsibility and accountability for anything. So they are lying, they are gaslighting, they are making you doubt of yourself, of your reality. Everything is always your fault. When you are trying to talk about some kind of issue that there is, why are you always creating issues when you are not always creating issues? When you are trying to talk again about a discussion that couldn't happen or didn't lead to where it was supposed to lead because there is no way to have a conversation with this kind of people, right? They have said, yeah, you are always creating issues. Why are you bringing back this subject? You are bringing it back because it was not solved in the past, right? But yeah, so I kind of feel here that at a certain moment, you get some kind of truth coming to light. So it might be that there is something that happened in life. So it might be that you got some kind of information. Somebody told you something about this person, for example. Or it might be that you have regained some kind of mental clarity, right? And suddenly you said, oh, fuck, what am I doing here, right? This connection is just, it's a burden, it's all that it is. I need to be courageous. I am carrying everything here. You might have felt that you couldn't even breathe good anymore, right? You might have realized that this person's words and actions didn't match, or truly they might have been here some kind of truth coming to light. Somebody telling you something about this person, or you discovering something that has pushed you to put an ending to this connection, right? Maybe you realize that this person was totally entitled. You were truly their emotional punching bag. And you said, no, that's it, it's done, right? Fear of your power in reverse. Tell me more here, please, about the fear of your power in reverse. Okay, so this is in the path shift, the test, the change. Okay, so it kind of feels here that we are dealing with someone who thought that they could easily keep you in a low vibration, right? You were not happy, but I kind of feel that they thought that they could continue to put you in this place of I kind of feel love bombing here, right? I kind of feel somebody who has presented you at a certain moment a kind of ideal, or maybe they have made you promises regarding the future. They have nourished some kind of illusion, but in reality, the relationship, I kind of feel that you realized what they don't think. I don't think that they thought that you would realize that, because they thought that you were trauma bonded, but you realized at the end of the day that you were very, very unhappy, and that it wouldn't lead to anything good. Maybe you have understood also your own power, and maybe you have understood that this person felt threatened, in fact, of your power, and this is why they were trying to destroy you. I don't know if you heard about it. There is online a few reels of people. I saw it twice. Two people who admitted, right, that they didn't admit that they were narcissists, but they admitted that they were in a relationship with someone that they felt that this person was better than them, and so they intentionally did everything in order to destroy this person's confidence, because they thought in their mind that if this person would stay in this confident place, they would leave them. Well, it's a very stupid calculation, right? Because this person will leave you, not thinking that they are better than you, and that it's not about that. It's just because you are not supportive and you are just destructive. So why should I stay with you, right? So it's a very stupid calculation. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy here. We have the Nine of Swords that came out like this. Yeah, you might have been very, very stressed out, maybe questioning yourself for some time. But we know that at a certain moment you regain some kind of clarity. We have the Eight of Swords here in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords in the upright. So I kind of feel here that at a certain moment you understood that before, without this person, you wouldn't be as stressed, as anguished, as overthinking all those kind of things, right? So you just let go because you understood that you were not happy and that this wouldn't lead to a 10 of cups, right? So why stay? Why stay? Victim's mentality in the reverse. Tell me more here, please. We have the magician. I love that. And the Four of Swords. Yes, listen, this person was a mindfuck. This is what it was. I also feel that it was a energy vampire. This is someone who will destroy you, destroy your life, destroy your identity, destroy your confidence. This is what you were dealing with. Someone who is truly karmic, they are wounded, and they are stubborn, and they are entitled. They wanted to create in you all kind of self-doubt because it was making them feel good. We might even be talking about someone that at the end of the day, they are a little bit sadistic because they feel good when you are in a low place, right? So here, you might have understood that you were dealing here with someone that was in victim's mentality. It might also be that you were doubting yourself, you know, because the gaslighting and the lying and the manipulation and the projections, you might have been doubting yourself. Am I too sensitive? Am I playing the victim here? Am I the problem? But I kind of feel that at a certain moment, you understood that it's not the case, right? This here, it is taking back control over you, over your life, healing, taking the time to truly regain some kind of mental clarity. You took the time here. This is telling me you took the time in order to regain mental clarity and go towards a new beginning. Maybe you truly understood that this person, in fact, was stuck in victim's mentality. So we have the self-doubt in reverse. I kind of feel here that we are talking about you. You had some kind of blind spots, right? Obviously, because you were dealing with somebody that was dishonest, right? A liar, gaslighter, manipulator, all those kind of things, right? They put you in some kind of mindset thinking that you would fight for them, right? It was all a manipulation. I explained it, right? They were hoping that you would be in a failure anxiety, and maybe you were there too because of this manipulation, right? Of this person telling you everybody's abandoning me, everybody's the same, everybody's this, everybody's that, right? So with the self-doubt here in reverse, this is also in the position of healing. I kind of feel that all of this situation has made you understand that you need to stop doubting yourself, right? That some people intentionally want you to doubt yourself. And maybe because you are not like that, you are not competitive, you are not jealous, you are not coming from this place of comparing yourself to others, you might not have understood that some people intentionally want to destroy you, your confidence, make you doubt of your self-worth, so you would accept the breadcrumbs, right? Tell me more here, please, about the self-doubt in reverse. What do you want me to talk about here? Yeah. The relationship. What is a truly a relationship that is worth fighting for and where it is not worth fighting for? Right? And you might have doubted yourself because you were dealing here with somebody that was totally in an alignment and they wanted to lower you to a level that was comfortable for them. Right? So I kind of feel that here, this experience has brought you a lot of awareness, about yourself, about listening to yourself, not doubting yourself, not sacrificing yourself for others. There is here the element of connection. We are in the connection. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It might. It doesn't have to be, right? Where there is equal give and take when we are looking at one another, right? As in the element of respect, right? I give you my cup, you give me your cup. We are being open, we are being honest. There is also here something, the sign here. I don't know where you live and I don't know if it will talk to you, but this reminds me of the sign that we might see on a pharmacy. You know, like places where you buy medication and all those things. So there is some kind of element here for me that says like the right connection, the right relationship will even somehow heal you. Not because they are carrying your burdens, right? But just because of the respect that the person is giving you, the equal give and take, the willingness to understand you. This might also tell me here that there might be now better connections coming into your life because you are not doubting yourself anymore. After what you experience here, that might have been such a total opposite of yourself that you have put interpretations in things that you shouldn't have. It's easy to say afterwards, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have made them excuses. I shouldn't have tried to carry their burdens. I shouldn't have trusted them. At the end of the day, all those things just reveal your pure heart, right? It reveals who you are, and it's beautiful things, right? But it's important to understand, and I kind of feel that from now on, you will not doubt yourself anymore, right? If a connection, a relationship is just making you doubt of yourself, making you overthink, is not supportive, is bringing you down, where you have no space of having a good conversation, I kind of feel that for you, you will not doubt anymore, right? Self-doubt in reverse, in the healing position. You will not doubt yourself anymore. Okay, karma, humiliation. It's interesting. We have here the wounded warrior, right? Then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. I want to get a little bit more information here about that. I truly feel here, right, that they wanted you to feel humiliated and it is backfiring on them now. You might also feel a little bit of humiliation, and if it's the case, I hope that this will help you not to feel humiliated, because I kind of feel that you might feel humiliated because of all that you tolerated, right? So I kind of feel that you might feel shameful now that you dealt with the situation, that you accepted so much, right? That this person was hurting you over and over and over again, and you accepted that, right? You might also feel humiliated because you saw your future maybe with this person, right? You might have defended this person. You might have invested in this person. You might have been very patient with this person, right? And so you might want to come back on your words about this person. So there might be this element too. If you are, please don't. We are here in order to learn. As said, what I just said, the fact that you were understanding, the fact that you were trying to help this person, the fact that you doubted yourself, there is nothing humiliating in that. And also, whatever you might have said, you wouldn't be in a relationship or in a connection or in a friendship if you didn't trust those people, whoever we are talking about, right? So changing your mind, it is proof of intelligence. It is a proof also that you are not driven by your ego. This is how you grow, right? It's not by being in this anxiety of failure. No, failure is growth. It is very, very important to be able to say, I was wrong, right? I had a narcissist in my life like this, right? That when they were totally losing me, they said to me, yes, but you said this and you said that. I had no problem to say, I said a lot of stupid shit in my life. A lot of things that I wouldn't say anymore now. And I'm very proud of it because this means that I grew, right? Is there anything more here about this humiliation? The sun. There is also here an element that I kind of feel that they made you feel that if you were leaving, you would be humiliated. Kind of feel that there is also that, and so this inner dialogue that you might have that make you fear, that make you shameful, is in fact part of the manipulation that they used in order to keep you trapped, okay? So if you are in this feeling of shame and humiliation, I truly hope that the little elements that I gave you here will help you release of that, because you shouldn't feel humiliated, right? You were dealing with somebody very, very toxic, very manipulative. You know also how many people trust this person, don't see this person for who they are. Why? Because they are good at what they do, right? So please don't carry the humiliation. There is nothing humiliating about the fact that you are trying, that you are willing, that you are loving, that you try to adapt yourself, that you question yourself. Don't carry the burdens that are not yours, right? Okay. So, let's see here the unseen in reverse. Tell me here, the unseen in reverse. Okay, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. Yes, I kind of feel that you see that this person was trying to isolate you and keep you stuck, right? And I kind of feel that now there is a lot of elements here that are telling me that you are moving forward. We have here the World card saying that there is an ending because you see some kind of truth. You are reconnecting to your heart space, right? We have the Eight of Swords here saying also, I'm not in a mental prison. This is what they wanted, you to be totally isolated, to think that you are the problem, for you to feel humiliated, right? So please don't let them win on that. But this is telling me that, maybe it's even this reading that might have released you of those feelings, right? And the fact that you have released all of this, that now you see the person for who they are, you took back power over yourself, right? It doesn't mean that there is no feeling of shame, true? You might understand now that you were dealing, a lot of people, they understand that they were dealing with somebody toxic, narcissistic, all of those things, and this is why they feel ashamed. Which, logically, think about it, Think about it. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't feel humiliated because of the fact that you were dealing with someone that was doing everything in order to confuse you. There is also the element of how much time I spent there. Yes, but do you understand that if there was a trauma bonding here, there was an addiction that was created. So your body was craving them. right? If you don't understand that and you need a little bit more information about that, I invite you to go in the description box. There is a book that I wrote in order to help people heal of narcissistic relationships, right? Help understand truly this addiction and truly release you totally about this feeling of shame, right? You have beautiful opportunities coming into your life, but it is all about releasing all of this. And when I say releasing all of this, it is releasing of disconnection, whatever connection it is, and also releasing of the shame, the self-doubt, all of those things. It's not healing. It is not just about how can I say it? Healing, it is about releasing of ways of thinking that were imposed on you by toxicity, right? Healing in this case when you are dealing with a narcissist. But healing in general, it is about releasing of roles, right? That you might have embodied because it was the best way to survive, right? And it's about thoughts that were pushed into your brain. Okay, let's go to closure here. Closure, please. Closure, please. Closure. Listen, this is just telling me, okay, we are talking here about someone who you might still feel that their energy are into your business, right? Because they are fighting, right? They are competing. They are afraid of you. Now they are afraid of your power, right? So yeah, they might try to create some kind of trying to control the narrative, but at the end of the day, stay in your energy, right? With the King of Wands, we are talking here about somebody. It's all about your confidence. It's all about your power. It is all about regaining totally yourself, right? Observe the situation from a look at how the cards are placed, right? So this person, they might be in conflicts, in trying to create some kind of disruption in your life, right? Maintain your stability. Observe what's going on from far. Don't get involved into it. Don't get involved into it. This is what they want. They want to bait you in, right? Is there anything more here? And listen, this person is stuck. They are stuck, right? They are stuck. They are trying to manipulate. But you see things very, very clearly, right? Yeah. They are unable to grieve, but they don't grieve anything in their life, right? They are trying to manipulate situations and they are not accepting their own feelings, so they are not growing. There is no growth. Yeah. They will continue to lose over and over and over again because people will leave them over and over and over again. People need to move forward because they are stuck, right? Yeah, there is here some kind of learning that they need to do, but I kind of feel that they don't. This is why I kind of feel that we are truly talking about a narcissist, right? So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, insightful, maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.